वेलकम टू बिजनेस मैटर्स और मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट मरियम अली। आज के एपिसोड में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान की सबसे पुरानी कंपनी और वो है मरी ब्रूअरी जो 1860 से चला आ रहा है। आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं इस कंपनी के CEO इस्फानयार भंडारा। सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे।
थैंक यू मरियम फॉर हैविंग मी।
जी, तो शुरू करते हैं इस कंपनी की शुरुआत से। आप बता सकते हैं कि ये कंपनी कब शुरू हुई थी, कैसे शुरू हुई थी एंड उसका एक तारीखी जायजा दे सकते हैं?
Well, it's a British enterprise.
जी।
It started in 1860 up in Ghoragari, Murree Hills. And it's a long history. I'll try to sum it up in 2-3 minutes. And it came down to Rawalpindi in 30 years later in 1890.
अच्छा।
And fast forward 1947, my grandfather, who was already working with the brewery, decided to purchase the brewery from the British and the Hindu management of that time. So from 1947 till present day, it's in the Bhandara family, and I am the third generation running the show. That's a brief history.
तो ऑब्वियसली ये 1947 में रावलपिंडी में मौजूद थी। आप अपना डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सॉर्ट ऑफ नेटवर्क या आपके जो हेडक्वार्टर्स हैं या जहाँ फैक्ट्रीज हैं उसका आप थोड़ा सा नाजरीन को बता सकते हैं?
Gee, the head office of Murree Brewery is right in the heart of Rawalpindi, in the cantonment board, Kent area, and we have a big estate where the company is all over it. Most of our employees live over there, our workers live over there, our officers live over there, and it's full of old trees, which we all love.
जी।
So it's quite a nice green area, I would say, and it's right in the heart of the city.
तो 1970s में आप लोगों ने फिर डाइवर्सिफाई किया इन टर्म्स ऑफ ग्लास मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड दूसरे कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट? सो 1970 से अब तक what can you tell us a little bit more about your products?
Well, we have a sister concern named Tops. We have a unit called Murree Glass, and we are exporting our juices. They are very popular, very household name. Tops, TOPS.
जी।
And now we are also exporting most of our juices to continental America. We are exporting to Europe. We are exporting to the Far East. And so, yeah, we have a good quality product, and we are exporting it, and we also selling it within Pakistan. And we are also making our back chain bottles also. As we have to secure ourselves in the bottle procurement, so we have our own units in Hattar Industrial Estate, KP, and the Murree Brewery, of course, is situated in Rawalpindi. But the other units, the water units, the juice units, and the glass units are situated in Hattar, KP.
अच्छा, तो आपने कौन सी तब्दीलियां देखी हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ जब आप CEO थे, आपके जो वालिद CEO थे, आपके दादा CEO थे, तो आपने कौन सी कंटिन्यूटी देखी है, कौन सी तब्दीलियां देखी हैं in terms of those particular CEOs and how they sort of manage the company?
Well, I've never met my grandfather, but since I belong from the Parsi religion, as you know,
जी।
the Parsi ethos is always to contribute to wherever you are, not only enhance your own family, your own business, you also take the employees, the staff with you. So, and honesty, of course, that's number one. So, I would say that we have inherited a good name by paying our taxes. We are known in Pakistan as a good corporate, clean business house. We don't maintain two books like a lot of companies maintain. We don't get we cough up our taxes. We don't find excuses not to pay our taxes. So that's one of the ethos we have been working with for the last many years. And so that's one similarity. And the dissimilarity or the difference, I would say, is that during the 70s and the 80s, people wanted to come over into the factories and make a career spanning
अच्छा.
over 20, 30 years.
Hmm.
But now, with the new generation around, they don't want to stick around in one organization for 20, 30 years. They want to make a jump after every 3, 4, 5 years, which is very discomforting.
Hmm. But obviously, that's a new generation, right? And every workforce has its pros and cons. अब अभी बात कर रहे थे कि आप लोग obviously एक publicly listed company हैं. You've been around for at this point over 100 years. I know that taxation is an issue particularly close to you. तो आप उस पर मज़ीद बात कर सकते हैं because क्या sort of आपके जो opinions हैं on the taxation of your particular company and your particular industry?
That's a very good question, Mariam. I would not just like to focus on Murree Brewery. I would like to
जी.
talk to you as a Pakistani.
जी.
You know, we everyone has to, do their bit. When it comes to taxes, everyone has a different excuse of not paying the taxes. You look at the retail sector of Pakistan. It is contributing pittance as compared to the salaried class from which
Hmm.
you and I belong. So
जी.
so that's very unfortunately, whoever has a muscle power or street power, the state comes on its knees, and we roll back the proposed taxes. So I think the industry is paying taxes, the salaried class, which includes you and me, we are paying taxes, and I think the farmers have to cough up, the retailers have to cough up, people in any service, government service, have to cough up its taxes. It's quite a shame when we go to IMF and we tell them we are a people of 25 crore people. Out of 25 crore, we have about, if I'm not mistaken, 2.5 million people in the FBR tax net. This
जी.
is highly embarrassing, highly unacceptable. And if I were IMF, I would not help Pakistan, rather tell Pakistan to stand on its own feet. So yeah,
Absolutely.
so taxes is that's where where we really lack.
No, obviously, as you've been a publicly listed company for so long. आप actually बता सकते हैं किस सन में Murree Brewery became a publicly listed company?
You see, Murree Brewery is the history which I have read. It was on the Calcutta Stock Exchange
अच्छा.
back in, yes, it's a very pre-partition. It's been on the
Yeah,
Calcutta
yeah.
Stock Exchange. So as forever, I've known Murree Brewery has always been a listed company.
That's actually very fascinating history that it's been there since pre-partition. अगर देखें the PSX is it's so new, it's so nascent. It's the companies that are listed on it are also quite new, are products of the 90s. So this is actually एक बहुत ही unique बात है that this company's been around for quite some time. तो obviously अगर ये एक इतनी पुरानी कंपनी है, ये एक almost एक heritage brand बन गया है. तो आप heritage और brand recognition के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात कर सकते हैं? How do you keep this brand with its particular connotations relevant in the Pakistani consumer market?
Well, we have a big shoes to fill in, and a big history also to look after. Well, as I said, we don't do anything in Murree Brewery that catches up with us later on.
Mm-hmm.
That's We keep our books clean, we keep our quality high standard, we treat our partners, whether they are suppliers or our customers, we keep them with respectful relations we have with everyone, with all government. We deal with about a dozen government departments. So we try to maintain a good, cordial, professional relation with all. We don't believe in doing underhand deals, much to the dismay of a lot of low-level government officials, where they want a piece of the cake, if you know what I mean.
जी.
So we are above board in all this, and you can't survive in an environment 165 years if you start cutting corners or trying to steal left, right, and center. You can't survive for 165 years.
तो सर आप कंपनी के सप्लाई चेन के बारे में कुछ मजीद बात कर सकते हैं इन हाउ इट्स इवॉल्व ओवर द लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स?
Well, our supply chain is very solid, and we are doing our sourcing from all over the world, of course Pakistan and all over the world, and we only engage with certain level of suppliers.
Okay.
And so we do not want to compromise in any way on our raw material, because if we start doing that, we are ultimately compromising on the end product, the quality and the name. So we have a good solid supply chain, and we don't have an issue on that account.
तो आप बता सकते हैं कि कितने फीसद मतलब आपके जो रॉ मटेरियल्स हैं वो बाहर से आते हैं और कितने हद तक यहाँ लोकलाइजेशन है?
That's a very good question, Meiryum. You see, unfortunately, we have to depend on imports of sometimes basic things as caps. Okay. Importing machinery. Pakistan is not a machinery making country. I can understand that, but one has to import barley and a very simple items such as caps, which we have to import.
Caps of bottles.
Caps of bottles. It sounds very
yeah.
But we have to import it. So So we
कभी
do
कभार
it.
जब आप कभी कभार import list को देखते हैं, the strangest consumer items pop up. For instance, one of the favorite things I often find out about it is zippers. Zippers are imported, even though कपड़े यहाँ बनते हैं, लेकिन zippers are imported. तो आप मुझे बता रहे हैं कि even though bottles यहाँ manufacture होते हैं, please correct me if I'm wrong, जो caps हैं वो आपको import करने पड़ते हैं, और पिछले 100 साल में you couldn't figure out. I mean, I'm asking you as a company or as an industry कि एक bottle cap manufacturer नहीं बना है पाकिस्तान में?
Well, in all fairness, some of the caps that we buy are only used by us.
Okay.
So but we do buy caps, but the quality needs improvement. We do buy barley from Pakistan. The barley, we right now import most of our barley from China and from Australia. I would love to get the barley from our south, Punjab.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, due to quality constraints, we have to knock on the import door. So we try to develop in the process. We also try to encourage and develop local people. Yeah.
तो कोई पार्टनरशिप्स नहीं है जैसे आप बता रहे हैं किसानों के साथ साउथ पंजाब में कि इस तरह का बार्ली बने, इस स्टैंडर्ड का बने ताकि देन आप अपने लोकलाइजेशन प्रोसेस में ज़्यादा कामयाब हों?
We have done that, and I would say we have failed.
Okay.
We have done that. We are currently also, we would like to engage with farmers, but as I said, the quality needs much more level of game. It's a totally different ball game as far as the quality is concerned. So but anyone willing to make it in Pakistan, we would definitely encourage them because it suits us also.
Absolutely. तो obviously अगर आपके सारे raw materials बाहर से आ रहे हैं या majority of raw materials बाहर से आ रहे हैं, तो इसका impact क्या है आपके bottom line के ऊपर?
Well, one impact is the period. We have to open LCs 3-4 months in advance. And if you remember, we had a big problem in the exchequer where the reserves were very low, and the LCs were not being opened. This is about 4-5 years ago. So imports does take its toll on the company and on the country. That's why, as I say, we have to really start, instead of being an import-dependent country, we should start manufacturing various raw materials, not only for Murree Brewery. We should start, like, for example, let me take you next door to India.
जी
They have started making their own helicopters in India.
जी
I think the company is called Hindustan Aeronautical, something like that. So you see, the dependency always has a price, whether it is Murree Brewery or whether it is Pakistan as a nation.
एब्सोल्युटली लेकिन अब इस इस इशू के ऊपर हैज देयर बीन एनी वर्क इन योर पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री इन द बेवरेजेस इंडस्ट्री
I don't think so. I don't think
ओके
so. Yeah, there should be work,
जी
but and I would like to depend more on local. But people really, you see, we are in the beverage. I can't start making everything in the back end. It's not possible.
एब्सोल्युटली
It's not done like that. Uh, the Boeing aircraft buys its parts for the airplane all over the world, and it's assembled in Washington State. So what the point I'm trying to make is that alone Murree Brewery cannot do everything. People have to come up with
जी
various items of raw material, not only for Murree Brewery, for other people also. If the caps are good enough for me, the other beverage people will also buy the caps.
तो अगर आप बेवरेजेस इंडस्ट्री एज अ होल देखें तो आपके नज़दीक व्हाट वुड यू से इज योर बिगेस्ट कंपेटिटर हु आर योर बिगेस्ट कंपेटिटर्स हु डू यू मेजर योरसेल्फ अप टू
We are facing a challenge with the multinationals. We have multinationals. I would not like to go into any names, but
जी
my main competition is with the multinationals, which is a healthy competition. But the people who are not paying their taxes, their industries, there's a underground mushrooming industry
जी
of gully mohalla manufacturers, which are not paying their taxes, which are using our brand, our bottles, making
अच्छा
counterfeits. Yeah, that's very common. That's very common, unfortunately. And this is very common for tobacco,
जी
for many things.
आई गेस
For
जी
for
टोबैको का सुनते रहते हैं बट आई एम सरप्राइज कि मतलब मरी ब्रूरी के साथ भी ये इशू आप फेस कर रहे हैं कि लोग काउंटरफिट प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं आई मीन व्हेन डिड यू स्टार्ट नोटिसिंग इट एज अ कंपनी
Oh, we have been noticing this for the last. It's on the growing trend, but
अच्छा
I would say, yeah. It's we started. I think it wasn't so that bad about 20-25 years
अच्छा
ago,
ठीक है
but I think the slackness of the authorities gives them encouragement to
अच्छा
to do to do that mohalla gully mohalla production,
हम्म
and there are, unfortunately, there is a constituency who buy all these gully mohalla juices. So I
अच्छा
think unfortunately there is a demand for these
और वो
gully mohalla
आप
juices.
और वो आपके प्रोडक्ट की बोतलें या आपका जो नाम है वो इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं
And half the price because they are not
ओके
paying any taxes.
ऑफ कोर्स तो how do you resist that आपने क्या आप do you work in tandem with the authorities क्या आप like how does this work
We definitely inform the authorities. We can
अच्छा
only do that. As a company, we are not the regulatory authority. I can go
exactly
and do a chapa somewhere.
hmm
I can only tell the food authorities, and I can only tell the local government. They all know. It's not that they don't know. It's just it's one of the evils they turn a blind eye to.
आप बात कर रहे थे स्पेसिफिकली काउंटरफिट चैलेंजेस के बारे में लेट्स कंटिन्यू दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन सो आपके नज़दीक और कौन से ऑपरेशनल चैलेंजेस आप फेस करते हैं
Well, Mariam, for any business, there are a
जी
lot of challenges, but one I would single out is the growing cost of utilities,
अच्छा
bijli and gas,
हम्म
electricity and gas. The prices are touching the skies,
हम्म
and so yeah. Other than that, and other the new phenomena in Pakistan is the frequent blockages of roads. Dharna.
अच्छा
The dharna
जी
culture has started in the last decade or so. We didn't have now everyone wants to block the road for their petty gains. And let's block Faizabad. When you block Faizabad, whole Pindi of Islamabad comes to a standstill. So I think all the political parties, we have to keep the agitation up, keep the protest up, keep the difference of opinion up. But blocking roads, that does not serve any good purpose for anyone.
क्या आपको लगता है कि पिछले जो 2-3 साल में जो इन्फ्लेशन हुआ है, has that had an impact on your company?
Well, inflation has really come down, to
जी.
4-5%. So we are all very comfortable on that account. If you
Okay.
remember, we came from 30s or 40s,
जी.
unprecedented inflation.
2022-23 में. जी.
Exactly. When we were experiencing the new Pakistan, so Naya Pakistan. So so we have to be very careful of when we are voting. This is very important, Mariam, that when we are voting, we should be using our brain and not our personal heart or our liking or our दिल से हमें वोट नहीं देनी चाहिए, हमें अपने दिमाग से अकल देनी चाहिए, keeping in view our experiences. This is my take home message for the viewers.
I mean, it's a great segue into my next question, which is obviously एक इतनी पुरानी company है that has stood the test of time, and this company has seen many prime ministers and leaders of this country come and go. From a policy perspective, आपकी company के लिए, what was the most stable time in terms of policies regarding taxation, policies regarding import and export duties? When do you think that your company is on stable footing the most, or is it now?
Well, I don't want to sound sycophant, but my party PMLN, when Nawaz Sharif became the prime minister for the first time, I think 91 or 92, he did away with octroi. He opened the skies for all the international airlines to come, and he's later on spread a web of motorways, roads, to which the opposition used to make fun of. Now they're using it. So I think, in all fairness, PMLN party is not. I'm not on their payroll. Neither it's giving me a salary. But still, as a Pakistani, I'm giving you an answer that I would vote for PMLN for their stable, business-friendly activities, business-friendly policies. Not only business-friendly, who brought in CPAC, the Chinese investment. So we have to look at, as I said, we don't have to look at from our mind, not from our heart.
तो मैं इस वक्त नाज़रीन को बताती जाऊँ कि मिस्टर भंडारा इज़ इन यूनिक पोजीशन कि वो ना सिर्फ इस कंपनी के सीईओ हैं बल्कि एक एमएनए भी हैं ऑन दी सीट फॉर माइनॉरिटीज़. लेकिन सर, ऑब्वियसली आप एक एमएनए हैं, बट आप अगर कल को मैं कहूँ कि आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस में हैं एंड यू आर द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, तो आप ऐसे कौन सी 3 पॉलिसीज़ बनाएंगे जो which you think would not only impact your company very well, but also maybe help the overall industry grow?
Well, if I were in the Ministry of Finance, I would not do anything to help my own company, because then that puts me in a compromising spot. So that's a definite no-no. As far as macro level, if I'm the finance minister, I would, by hook or by crook, make sure that out of 25 crore Pakistanis, at least 15 crore to tax ke net mein aane chahiye. Make them a filer, and there should be nothing as a non-filer. And I would make the life very miserable for a person who does not pay their taxes.
Acha. All right. Coming back to the company as a whole, आप अभी बता रहे थे beverages के बारे में. Obviously, this demographics in Pakistan have changed significantly. Consumer trends have changed significantly. So, what are some things that you have seen in terms of consumer trends, and how does your company sort of align with that, or is trying to align with that?
Well, I've seen there's a growth in healthy drinks. People are more going towards organic drinks. people are more going towards water. Water, if you ask me, is the best
Mm-hmm.
drink in the world.
जी.
So, yeah, so people have turned their liking towards natural juices,
Hmm.
towards organic juices, towards water, and have seen phenomenal growth in this sector. That's one of the trends I have noticed in the last uh, 10 years or 15, 20 years.
So I've noticed that Murree, your sparklets, I think आपका जो drinking पानी है in those sort of fancy glass bottles, that's become a bit of a trend. आप उस पर मज़ीद बात कर सकते हैं?
Well, I take pride in that we are the first company in Pakistan to launch bottled water in
जी.
glass.
जी.
That's a very high premium quality water.
जी.
And of course, when we go to Dubai, when we go to any fine dining, you will
Hmm.
only see water in glass bottles. You'll never see
Hmm.
it in plastic. So
जी.
I think, though it's very expensive, it's very hard to make, it's very expensive to make,
Mm-hmm.
but I think at the end of the day, there is a certain clientele in
जी.
Pakistan who has received the glass well in our country.
So water is where you see the company's future?
Well, I see the company's future in all the products, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying the good fast runner is the water.
So obviously, this is a legacy company that's been around for more than 100 years. आपको क्या लगता है कि अगले 10 या 20 साल की क्या स्ट्रैटेजी है? क्या आप लोकल देख रहे हैं? क्या आप एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड देख रहे हैं? What is the thinking for this company so that it continues in the future?
First of all, we are more than 100. We are
जी.
165 years
जी.
old. And as coming to your second question, I'm targeting both.
Okay.
There is a phenomenal potential for exports, and Pakistan is a very rewarding market.
Mm-hmm.
We have a youth population. 60% of our youth is under the age of 30,
जी.
which means that he is going to consume a lot more than
Mm-hmm.
a senior citizen. So there's a phenomenal growth, consumer growth in our country.
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि सबसे प्रॉफिटेबल मार्केट्स कौन से होंगे in terms of expanding into?
Well, I said the closer to you see the more distance you go further, the
Mm-hmm.
more costs you incur. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that is not really how we work. We
Okay.
don't look at के ये market में profit नहीं है या ये market. We don't look at like that.
Okay.
The whole country is our market, and we just have to do better costing. We have to do our better raw material purchasing. We have to keep our unproductive expenses low in order to become profitable.
So I meant, which export markets are you actively looking at?
Well, juices, where we are looking at America, as I said in the
जी.
beginning, we are looking at North America as a good consumption, and followed by many other countries.
Okay. उनकी आप कुछ मिसाल दे सकते हैं?
Yeah, and we export most of our water and juices to America, to Uzbekistan,
Okay.
we are to Mauritius, many countries. It's about 15, 20 odd countries. I don't remember of them all in my mind, but we are targeting all of them.
Murree products की reception क्या है in various ममालिक्स में? उनकी मतलब क्या perception है पाकिस्तानी product की? आपकी company की क्या perception है?
Well, the perception, mashallah, is very good. We are receiving repeated orders. Murree Brewery is a familiar name. You know, we have been there for a number of years, and even the people living abroad, our expats living abroad, they are familiar with the name Murree Brewery Tops. It
जी.
resonates with them. It's been there since the 60s and 70s when people migrated to greener
जी.
pastures abroad. So yeah, we don't have any recognition problem, name goodwill problem. We don't have that. Touch wood.
Okay. So अगले 5 साल की जो strategy है, आप क्या देखते हैं? What are your future sort of goals for this company?
But we would like to, of course, like any CEO would tell you, that we would like to expand our production more. We would like to expand our markets.
जी.
We would like to, you know, adopt the best technologies, hire the best talent in Pakistan, and work like a family. Take everyone in. If it's not alone, the success should be of all the employees, all the staff, and the government. Everyone should be inclusive in our success.
Okay. Or is there anything that you're concerned about agle 5 ya 10 saal mein that you are actively sort of working towards mitigating any risk towards your company?
Well, that's again a good question, Meiryum. You see, the intellectual property rights in our country are very, really, tomorrow anyone can open a magazine called Dawn, and there's nothing much you will, you are a media house, so it's very difficult to do that with a media house. But we see Murree Brewery products not made in Murree Brewery in the market. So the authorities which are supposed to be the price control, the food authorities, the local government authorities, the price magistrate, everyone has to keep vigilant. And unfortunately, the IP, the intellectual property in our country is not really being looked after.
क्या ये रेगुलेशन का मसला है? क्या रेगुलेशन एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता क्या, और या ये इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का मसला है?
Rules are all there, Meiryum. It's just the implementation.
Sir, any parting words for our viewers in terms of, what you sort of envision for your company or sort of for this industry?
Well, I don't know. I'm in no position to give any advice. I think I need advice from all people, including my employees. But I think there is no shortcut to success. We all, again, I'm talking to you as a Pakistani, we all have to chip in. Everyone wants to evade their duty, moral duty, and everyone has a, कि वो कर रहा है इसलिए मैं भी कर रहा हूँ, वो चोरी कर रहा है तो इसलिए मैं भी कर रहा हूँ, वो पॉलिटिशियन करप्ट है तो अच्छा मेरे पे भी करप्शन जायज है. So these statements don't cut in the real world, and there is no shortcut to success. We have to work hard.
Is there any advice you would give to young entrepreneurs who are trying to enter sort of the beverage industry?
I think I just did, Meiryum, that there is no shortcut to shortcut to success, and we really need to. If you are working as a salaried person, you have to learn the trade and work hard on that. If you're an entrepreneur with investment, you won't become a millionaire within a month's time. It's a decades-long process. You have to have that patience, which sometimes we as Pakistanis don't have.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being on the show. Business Matters के इस एपिसोड में शामिल होने के लिए शुक्रिया. A big thank you to our guests for joining us today, and join us next week as we continue to uncover Pakistan's business landscape. तब तक के लिए खुदा हाफिज़.